What a disappointing game, guys. I mean, we are just coming from the international break and we might want to use that as an excuse, but I don't see that as an excuse. I was a bit worried coming to this game, and this was supposed to be an easy game, if not a walk through game, because yes, we have met with Newcastle in the past, but this season they're a bit different. And you know, this was a good test, honestly, and it was a good test to see where we are as Chelsea, and if we're moving forward with the squad that we have, are we actually making strides forward, or are we just stuck at the same place? And clearly, as much as we're moving forward, we're taking 3 steps forward, we're taking 6 steps backwards. It's honestly very disappointing. Pochettino said that this is it is the worst game that we have had of the season, and I have so many questions, because why didn't you think about all these things? Like, why, if you thought about this game being a tough or a challenging game, why didn't you put more effort into the game? We come into the game from the starting 11, from how the team was carrying itself, from how the game was just a bit sluggish. I remember commenting to myself during the first half, the players look tired. I know we have American owners, and they're just coming from Thanksgiving, and honestly, if this is how Tottenham Hotspurs felt while losing to us, this is honestly so bad. We didn't lose only by 1, 2 or 3 goals. We lost by 4 goals. Yes, we were away. Our captain collected a red card. As much as he did not go for the international break, this was a very disappointing performance. Cole Palmer was absolutely, he disappeared. He was invisible. He was invisible. At the games he has been invincible, but this game where was Nico Jackson? Enzo Fernandez in the midfield, Ugo Chukwu, they just looked confused. Then when we go to the centre backs, Badiashile and Thiago Silva, the chemistry was just not there. Thiago Silva was everywhere, being advertised by every social media platform, you name it. He's playing as the oldest player. He has had so much experience, and I don't know whether this got to his head, but this was honestly a frustrating game. I am honestly disappointed with how this game went, coming from how far we have worked hard to get here. We literally scored 4 goals, 4 against 4 against Man City, and we come against Newcastle only for them to just exposed us. Honestly, they just left us honestly sad, and we just look so bad. It is honestly sad. I'm just anyway, let's get into the game. This will be my weekly roundup. I know I've not been here for a while. While the international break was out, I was also out, but it's good to be back. Oh no, it's not good. It's good to be back on screen, but of course it's not bearing the best news, and I know you guys will be angry. I hope you watch this video. If you do, please make sure you like it, share it, and subscribe. Don't forget to share it with your family and friends. And let's get right into it. So my weekly roundup, we as Chelsea, as I mentioned, we're just coming from highs, and of course our last game was a draw, but it was a draw against Man City. Now, first ranked Man City, and we cannot score against Newcastle. Really? First of all, Pochettino was not even able to be on the coach's line because he has been suspended. Now, with Pochettino out, we have this game was basically a show of yellow cards. Of course, the red card. We were down 10 men in the second half, and we were already 3-1 down. I'm already breaking down the game. This game was honestly frustrating. It just goes to show, like, it's just all over the place. Now, as I said, this will be my weekly roundup. So we were going to the St. James's Park, and we were facing the Magpies, Newcastle. And Newcastle have been doing okay for themselves this season. Now, we have just given them a pass, and it's honestly very, very disgusting of us. I would have expected better. Now, we just give them a pass. They're currently 4. They've gone up because of this game. And, of course, we went down because guess what? Not every team is sleeping. Not every team is taking 3 steps forward and 6 steps backwards. Brentford have gone up against us, and we're currently ranked 11th. And Man United have not played the game, so they have a chance. they have a chance to go forward, and this is honestly very disappointing. Wasn't there instructions being passed along? What was the communication, the chemistry? It's literally like we forgot everything that we have learned this season. First of all, I'll give Raheem Sterling the credit. The goal was, I was not expecting it to go in actually, but it was honestly very perfect. If we just kept up with that same momentum, you know, when they first scored us, we scored them back and we went on. If we just continued that momentum, with that responsibility, with the consistency, as Pochettino put it, but it's too little too late. Too little too late. Now, what he said at the press conference, I'm just thinking to myself, why didn't he say this to the players during the halftime? Okay, fine, maybe he's banned, but I think I saw the person next to him with a mic. He would have found a way to communicate. I didn't understand this game whatsoever. So we have lost a 4-1. We lost a 4-1 to Newcastle. And as I said, Newcastle are not even at their best. They have injuries, they have suspensions, but they were still able to beat us. Of course, they were at home and the crowds were cheering and jeering at us, especially when Sterling scored. Every time he got the ball, they were just booing him. So in terms of this game, I'm honestly very sad and disappointed and frustrated. I was just like, can this game just end? The point where the game changed was when they scored us 2 goals back to back. 2 goals back to back in a difference of 2 minutes. In a difference of 2 minutes, they had 2 goals, and I think this is what just completely scattered the whole team. Nobody could be able to think by themselves again, and the team we just couldn't work together after those 2 goals. Now they were 3 up, and we would have still maintained the game. But then, you know what, Reece James, our captain, Reece James. So yeah, it was very sad. And honestly, this game, nobody, even our most experienced players, Thiago Silva gave out a goal, he gave out an assist, and at this point, I don't know, man. I don't know. Badiashile, let's go right into the game, guys. So in terms of the starting 11, we had 4-2-3-1 in terms of the formation. We had Sanchez in goal. Then in terms of the centre backs, we had Thiago Silva and Badiashile. At the right wing back, we had Reece James, and then at the left wing back, we had Cucurella. Now in terms of the midfield, we had Enzo Fernandez and we had Ugochukwu. We had Cole Palmer, we had Conor Gallagher at the middle. Then we had Sterling. Then up front, we had Nico. As I said, for me in this game, all these players, if I were to rate them, I think the highest player for me would not even get possible. I think if just for the goal, because if it was not for this goal, it would have been a 4-0 win. But of course, yes, it's not a clean sheet. We'll give ourselves that, but it's still not too good. It's still not good enough. We have to do more. I mean, this is honestly very heartbreaking, and I didn't think I'd be coming sit here to talk about the loss, but hey, here we are. I mean, I didn't even want to watch the game. The watch-alongs was so boring, and you know, yeah, we'll get there. I hope so eventually. But as I said, this game was just frustrating. In terms of the first half, I'll just dissect it really quickly. Now we had as the game started, we were going back and forth. Anytime we had a chance in their box, in their final third, we would be so clumsy, and they will just put so much pressure on us and mark us individually, and we'll eventually lose the ball. But on our side, it's almost as though we were scared of going to the players, and it's almost as if we're just letting them do whatever they want, which is honestly so annoying, frustrating. First half, as I said, for some weird reason, we're not as comfortable in this game. I don't know why. I don't know whether Newcastle I figure Newcastle during the international break, as much as they have injuries, as much as they have suspensions, they figured out a way to, you know, learn, I think, to learn how we were working. And in terms of, for example, Cole Palmer in this game just vanished. He was being marked, and anytime he got the ball, if he tried to move about, we have like 3-4 players against him. In terms of Nico, who Nico in this game was literally, he vanished. In terms of Gallagher, you had one very important opportunity, but this game was sold. This game was just sold. It was sold. it's a sellout. It's a sellout. Now, as I said, this was a very unusual game. Now, we had yellow cards in terms of Chelsea. We collected so many of them. 13th minute, Newcastle did not waste any time. Isak scored for them, and the game was hyped. The players were hyped. The stadium was riled up, but we, luckily for us, had a free kick, and we had Raheem Sterling score, and I felt like we still have a chance. As I said, it was a free kick. I honestly thought Reece James was going to take it because he has been taking our free kicks, and most of the times it's normally a higher success rate. But in terms of this game, I will give it to Sterling for really putting us up there still and giving us a chance and saying, you know what, yes, they have scored us, but you know what, we can score too. I almost felt like it might go like the Man City game. You know, you give us a goal, we'll give you a goal. Give us a goal, we'll give you a goal. Or even the Tottenham game, 1-1, and then we continue up. But I still said this is how it feels to be Tottenham. And I don't want to be feeling like that, because I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with the yellow card. Now, a bit of rough play here and there, a bit of mistakes that sometimes you don't have control over. But in this game, it was just too much, and we were just being so careless. This was supposed to be our holy grail. Now, we have in the past, for example, if Liverpool will collect a yellow card, for example, in the Tottenham game, he was substituted. You know, these are very measured and calculated plans. These are tactics, I would say. But in this game, we didn't have any tactics, honestly. It was very sad. It was very annoying to watch these games. Now, in terms of Newcastle, Trippier had a yellow card in the 22nd minute. Oguchukwu had a yellow card in the 41st minute. Now, Newcastle had an opportunity at the 43rd minute with Trippier having a free kick, and this game had a lot of they were looking for opportunities, especially on the left hand side, for crossovers, almost mock free kicks, you know, I would say, or corner kicks, and this is what they were trying as much as possible to get themselves to score. But yet again, they were scoring open play goals very easily. Like, we were some run over team and we didn't even have anything to show for it. It was honestly, it was disgusting to watch. We are better than this, and I feel like this game was a shame. It's a shame. It's embarrassing, guys. I am honestly annoyed. Joelinton got a yellow card at the 48th minute. Now, in terms of the halftime, we went square 1-1, and coming to the second half, of course, the first 10 minutes are always a bit tricky for us, but we were able to stay composed. You know, everything was going on so well till it got to a certain point where we just decided, you know what, we don't care anymore. We'll play this game like the rubbish that it is this game, and that is how we play this game. In terms of the second half, we had Reece James collecting his first yellow card at the 55th minute. You'd think as a captain he'd be like, okay, I have a yellow card, perhaps I can be more careful, or perhaps I can just, anytime you're getting close to a player, I know it might not be ringing in your head, but it should. You are a captain. You should be leading by example, and having him out now, he'll be out for the next few games. It's honestly a bummer, and yes, having injury, now he's suspended. It's gonna be a tough few games to come. Now, in terms of 59th minute, we have another yellow card. Guess who? Sterling. Now, also we have at the 60th minute, this is where the game honestly just shattered into a billion pieces for us, and we could just not see anything anymore in this game. Now, in terms of 60th minute, we had Lascelles having an incredible goal with an assist from Gordon. Yes, it was an incredible goal because you know what, we played like Tottenham. Yes, we play like Tottenham. If you know the song, you know what the song means, you know. You know that we play like Tottenham in this game, and it was honestly very bad, very, very bad. For me to compare my team with Tottenham, it must have been very, 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 very bad. As much as Tottenham are above us, it was a very bad game. Now, in terms of 61st minute, as I said, it was a difference of minutes, and at the 61st minute, we had Joelinton having a goal. Of course, who makes the mistake? The most experienced, the oldest player in our team. Shout out to Thiago Silva. Thank you for selling this game, and this game, you're honestly a sellout. I do not appreciate you in this game. I honestly wish if we had Disasi. I feel like Disasi, as much as he does not play so well, but this game was a sellout. Yes, you had your good times in this game, but the bad times overpowered this game. You literally gave out a goal, and So Thiago Silva gives out a goal. We're 3-1 up, and this is where our confidence shattered. This is where our confidence shattered, and you'd see the panic. The coach's line, you'd see the panic. This is why we decided to make not 1, not 2, but 3 substitutions. But you know, I was like, okay, so if we have the substitutions, will they help? Why did you have these players coming in since? Because you know what, I feel like we underestimated this team. We underrated Newcastle, and you know what, it bit us in our ass, and well deserved, because you know what, if we don't learn from our mistakes, we'll not move forward, and this was a very huge mistake. So in terms of 69th minute, we have Conor Gallagher, Nico Jackson and Ugochukwu going out. Then we had Mudryk, Broja and Caicedo coming in respectively. Now as the substitutions came in, the game felt like it was changing, but then again the chemistry was just not there. You know, Caicedo and Enzo, they have that chemistry fine, but it was just not clicking in this game. Ugochukwu, we had Nico Jackson coming out, Broja coming in. Broja has come in the past, gave us a penalty in a matter of minutes. He was not present in this game. He looked tired. When I mean tired, these people are dragging themselves. If we had the ball, Newcastle players will come and attack us and defend the ball and make sure that they go with the ball. But when we had the ball, we'll just give it. Cucurella gave out so many goals. He gave out so many balls. I was just like, what is going on? What is going on in this game? Why do you keep losing? Why do you keep losing balls so badly? And we are better than this. We have done so much more than this. And really? 73rd minute, as I mentioned, our captain just disgraced us in this game, and he had a yellow card. Very, very, very avoidable, but we got our red card, and this game went to the rubbish, to the bin. This game went to the bin, and we decided that, you know what, yeah, let's add them another goal. You know what, we're 10 men down, why not? We decided to bring in Levi Colwill for Cole Palmer. As I mentioned, Cole Palmer was invisible in this game, but as I mentioned, Levi Colwill came in. He's like, yeah, let's go boys, only for him to be part of the statistics. A yellow card for him at the 81st minute. Now we had Cucurella also got a yellow card, very careless yellow card. Why are you talking back to the referee? You are an experienced player in the Premier League. Are we still here? It was a bit childish for me. I don't know what caused it, and he of course had the same reaction, walking away, and the referee was not too happy about this, so he got a yellow card. And we had at the 83rd minute Gordon scoring another goal, and yeah, that was it, guys. I mean, honestly, this game, we could have done better, and it was just subpar. Actually, it was below par. It was like our worst performance yet. We have the next 5 games. We have Brighton, Man United, we have Everton, Sheffield, and finally we have Wolves. So first 2 teams are in the top half, and the last 3 teams are in the bottom half. But you know what, I cannot underestimate them, because you know what, this team has just shown me that we might win this game. But guess what, next game we're just coming as mid players. We don't know what we're doing. We have spent all this money. We are being mocked. How much money will we spend for us to get good players? And perhaps money isn't everything. And they say, I'm joking, go get your money, people. But in terms of this game, it was just annoying, guys, annoying. Chelsea wants to spoil the weekend for me, but you know what? It's Saturday, a new week starts tomorrow, but our next games are not looking promising, and we don't even have we don't even have other titles that we're playing in, and this is what we have to show for it. We did not submit most of our players, perhaps due to injury, perhaps we're managing an injury, perhaps we're in rehab for the international break, only for us to come and display this. This is what we had to show for ourselves. An honest disappointment. I am very disappointed, and we can do better. So you know, in terms of Chelsea news, they've been updating us that Lavia and Kunku could have possibly early return. I thought it would be perhaps during this game in terms of after the international break, but guess what? Surprise, they were still not there. So at this point, guys, I'm just so annoyed and frustrated, and it's so sad that this is where we are. Despite all the steps, all the strides we've made going forward, we have made so many strides going backwards in this game, and we need to check where the problem is, because this is a big problem. And at this point, we do not even stand a chance. We don't stand a chance of participating, of competing in the top 4. And yeah, yeah, Rome was not built in a day. We console ourselves for how long? Anyway, guys, that was my video. That was my review, my weekly roundup. What an annoying game to have to review, but here we are. We have 9 more games before the year ends, and the next few games will be interesting to see how they unravel. The players that we have, the games that we have had, perhaps we have to have a big rivalry with them for us to perform, but this speaks a lot about us. If this is what it takes for us to perform, then what does that say about us? We should treat all the teams as big rivals so that we can be able to perform really well. So once again, if you're into the channel, please like the video, share it to your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. It's gonna be a tough few days. So next up we have Brighton, and with Reece James out, it's gonna be interesting. I think Cucurella will be out too. I think he'll be having he'll be having 5. I think Cucurella will be out too. I'll have to confirm that, but yeah, that's where we are. And it was honestly bombing. We threw this game in the bin, and that's where we are right now, in the bin. Have a nice one, guys.